I've heard 2 of the 4 wins the Nets have had this season have come against the Brooklyn Nets. Greg Anthony here, Grant Hill as well. Grant, your immediate thoughts watching that last sequence of plays of scoring from the Nets. What was your assessment on watching that unfold?
Well, I mean, I thought the Nets had the game under control, and they made plays, they got stops, but that sequence of events down the stretch, Bradley Beal, a costly turnover on an inbounds play. You want to be careful in those situations. That led to a turnover. Russell Westbrook with the big 3. It was fitting those 2 guys hit those threes because they were spectacular tonight. Westbrook with 41, Bradley Beal with 37. Big all night, and, of course, big for their team down the stretch.
Big for the team down the stretch. Let's go ahead and roll this highlight just in case you missed it. You're just tuning in. Show you what happened. It was a crazy one in the District of Columbia. The Wizards and the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie and company playing without James Harden, but Westbrook put on a show, GA.
I mean, this was vintage. I mean, he was in attack mode on both ends, and Kyrie not shying away from attacking himself on that possession.
An efficient night, 26 points, 10 for 20 shooting, but late in the game, the Wizards took over, Grant. Oh, this is a miss.
Yes, they did.
This was a miss. I set you up poorly. That was an opportunity. Now, Westbrook misses on this one, so some late-game execution not necessarily going their way for the Wizards. However, they figured out a way out to turn it around, Grant.
Yeah, right here, Bradley Beal pulls up, big-time shot, and right here they get a press going, and there's some confusion by the Nets. They get the ball to Westbrook. He missed that 3 earlier, and he knocks down that one.
Knocks it down, no doubt. A season-high 41 for Russell Westbrook, and he was feeling it, GA, with this late-game shot here that starts it off.
Oh, that 3 was amazing. And then just here, you got to be a little more patient if you're Joe Harris. Let the play develop, and that turnover, and then Westbrook knocking down that triple, that was huge.
4 threes. Last chance on this possession for the Nets, down by 1. A lot of things happening on this sequence, GA.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie gets away with a travel on the baseline. Beautiful pass, though. And you just got to knock that one down. Easy layup, not able to get it to go. And then Jeff Green with the foul there on Bradley Beal.
Nice pass, not as nice as the Grant Hill to Christian Laettner pass. Plus, there wasn't enough time remaining on the clock to even get that shot off as the Washington Wizards get the victory over the Brooklyn Nets. They've had 4 victories this season, and 2 of those victories have come against this Brooklyn Nets squad. After the game, we heard from Russell Westbrook.
Russ, congratulations on that victory. If you can just walk us through that sequence when Brad hit the 3, Garrison gets the steal, you hit the 3. What was going through all your minds?
Just win. Right now, all that matters is that we get a win. And we fought through the night, man. There's so much ups and downs with our team right now. And tonight, we got to win. That's all that matters. And, I'm proud of everybody in the locker room.
Speaking of being proud, I think we're proud of you the way you was attacking the basket tonight with that authority and that aggressiveness. Tell me what has changed over the last week with you and your health.
Well, I got healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
My legs feel a lot better, man. I was, out there playing with one leg and just trying to give everything I had and try to take a little break. But, like every other game, every night, man, I give all the glory to the man above for allowing me to go out and be able to compete. And I'm thankful to be able to do that.
Well, Russell Westbrook, 41 points tonight, including that game-winning 3. It was a heck of a comeback. You guys were down by 18 in the first quarter and won it. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Good job tonight.
So you heard it, down by as many as 18. We want to give all the kudos to the Washington Wizards. Of course, Russell Westbrook coming back. We know he's been hobbled a little bit this season. But let's just talk about these Brooklyn Nets. Grant, you spoke about it earlier, talking about them defensively. That's been the big question. We know that they can score. But looking at the most points allowed this season by any team in the NBA, Brooklyn Nets, they gave up 147 to the Cavs in a couple of overtime periods a couple of weeks ago, and then 149 today in regulation. Grant, your thoughts on the Nets and their defense?
Well, first of all, their offense, as we know, is one of the most efficient offenses of all time. But their defense is one of the worst efficient defenses of all time. And that recipe is not good for obvious reasons. Look, you have the offensive firepower to go out and close games. You have 3 of the best closers, 3 of the best fourth quarter producers in their big 3. But defensively, they're going to have to figure this out. They have championship aspirations. You expect some improvement at this point in the season, and they just haven't really been able to get it done. And so you're not going to outscore teams if you want to win championships. And certainly here with Washington, they just let Washington hang around. They traded baskets. They felt like they had the game under control. And that sequence of events on that one possession, that's how tricky it can be. That's how quickly things can change. So the defense has to improve. They don't have to be a top 10 defensive team, but they just have to be average. If they can be average, then they have a chance this season to do something.
I'm still a little bit in shock.
Yes, and GA, everyone, if you saw that last sequence, he was having some momentary flashbacks.
You had to go there.
I'm sorry, my man.
You had to.
A 3-point victory for the Washington Wizards over the Brooklyn Nets. Key stat I've heard: 2 of the 4 wins the Nets have had this season have come against the Brooklyn Nets. Greg Anthony here, Grant Hill as well. Grant, your immediate thoughts watching that last sequence of plays of scoring from the Nets. What was your assessment on watching that unfold?
Well, I thought the Nets had the game under control, and they made plays, they got stops, but that sequence of events down the stretch, Bradley Beal, a costly turnover on an inbounds play. You want to be careful in those situations. That led to a turnover. Russell Westbrook with the big 3. It was fitting those 2 guys hit those threes because they were spectacular tonight. Westbrook with 41, Bradley Beal with 37. Big all night, and of course, big for their team.